Coluracetam has been shown to boost long-term and working memory, to relieve depression and anxiety, and to enhance colour and sound perception. It's a fat-soluble nootropic in the racetam class of compounds. It's much more potent than the original racetam, piracetam. Coluracetam was patented by Mitsubishi Tanabe Pharma in Japan in 2005, making it one of the newest racetam-based nootropics. The patent for Coluracetam was later sold to Brain Cells Inc. in San Diego. This is a small, privately held biopharmaceutical company specializing in developing compounds for the treatment of major depressive disorder, treatment-resistant depression, and Alzheimer's disease. Coluracetam is similar in structure to piracetam. Unlike all the racetam nootropics, it has a pyrrolidone nucleus at its core. The latest clinical research indicates potential for treating depressive disorders and retinal and optic nerve damage. Coluracetam is a very strong choline targeting supplement. It boosts your brain's choline conversion to acetylcholine through the high affinity choline uptake process. This increases alertness, attention to detail, and memory. Some research shows coluracetam can affect the AMPA receptors. This makes it a potential ampakine nootropic, and this can explain the stimulant-like effects without the side effects of traditional stimulants. Coluracetam also shows some anxiolytic qualities, helping to improve mood and to quiet anxiety. Coluracetam is a choline uptake enhancer, and it boosts the effects of choline in your brain. It increases the production of acetylcholine through the high affinity choline uptake process. This results in better learning and memory. Coluracetam desensitizes glutamate receptors in the brain. This boosts neural signaling by increasing the effectiveness of glutamate, and this results in better focus and concentration. Coluracetam is effective for treating anxiety and depression, even in people suffering from major depression who don't respond to SSRIs. Coluracetam is unique among the racetams in the way that it targets the choline in your brain. It boosts your brain's choline conversion to acetylcholine through the high affinity choline uptake process. Pramiracetam is the only other racetam that has a similar mechanism of action by influencing this process. Coluracetam is one of the newest synthetic nootropic compounds. It's known for improving long-term memory and mood, and for enhancing sound and colour. Coluracetam is considered to be much more potent than piracetam, and suggested doses are much smaller, often in the 3 to 10 mg range. Coluracetam helps to increase attention span, alertness, and to boost long-term memory. It acts like an ampakine nootropic, though this hasn't been verified in clinical trials. Ampakines tend to have a stimulant effect, but they don't produce the same stimulant side effects like Ritalin or coffee. Piracetam, the original racetam that started the nootropics movement, is a cyclic derivative of GABA. It affects the neurotransmitter acetylcholine by helping the acetylcholine receptors to accept or to be more sensitive to acetylcholine. Coluracetam also boosts acetylcholine in the brain, but through a different mechanism of action. Rather than making the acetylcholine receptors more sensitive to acetylcholine, it actually increases the synthesis of acetylcholine from choline by affecting the high affinity choline uptake process. Coluracetam boosts your brain's choline uptake by targeting and working with the high affinity choline uptake process. Acetylcholine is made up of choline and acetate. These must be available to the neuron terminals at all times, so that the acetylcholine can be synthesized whenever it's needed. Free choline circulating in the blood crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it's taken up by cholinergic neuron terminals. It gets taken into the neuron by the high-affinity choline uptake system. The synthesis of acetylcholine takes place in the synaptic cleft, the space between the neurons, as it travels into the neurons. The high-affinity choline uptake system is temperature, energy, and sodium dependent. This system is the primary means by which the choline needed for the synthesis of acetylcholine is transported into the neuron, and it's the rate-limiting step in the production of this critical neurotransmitter. When this system breaks down or doesn't work as efficiently as it's designed to, you experience problems with memory, learning, and brain fog. Coluracetam affects this process and helps it to work more efficiently. In fact, it seems to boost the high-affinity choline uptake process even in the damaged neurons. Increased acetylcholine in neurons helps to improve the memory, to boost cognition, and to provide better decision-making capabilities. Coluracetam also seems to improve the AMPA potentiation. AMPA receptors are affected by glutamate. These work in the brain and the central nervous system to improve alertness and cognition. Coluracetam works with both AMPA potentiation and choline uptake enhancement. This combination seems to help to improve mood disorders without affecting serotonin levels. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors are the current preferred mainstream method for dealing with mood disorders and depression. They come with a list of detrimental side effects, and they don't work for every depressed patient. Researchers reported coluracetam was beneficial in treating major clinical depression and anxiety disorder, without affecting serotonin levels in the brain, and without the side effects that go with disrupting serotonin. As we get older, our brain chemistry and our energy metabolism changes. Brain cell membranes degenerate. Recall reaction time and mood diminish. Conversion of choline to acetylcholine breaks down. Acetylcholine levels decline. All of these changes can happen at any age, and they're a product of the food we eat, what we drink, the lifestyle habits, the air we breathe, and more. So coluracetam can help mood disorders and age-related cognitive decline, but it works as well for the student looking to do better in school, all by boosting acetylcholine and controlling glutamate in the brain. Research from a limited number of studies shows coluracetam will restore the synthesis of acetylcholine, restore long-term memory, improve working memory, relieve symptoms of severe depression, treat symptoms of general anxiety, increase choline uptake even in damaged neurons, repair retinal and optic nerve damage. The benefits from supplementing with coluracetam seem to be long-lasting, even after supplementation has stopped. Even with very small doses of coluracetam, you should experience a decrease in anxiety and an improvement in mood. Overall energy should go up. Unlike the effects commonly produced by stimulants, coluracetam offers a more relaxed, calm, and free-minded kind of thought processing. Coluracetam acts quickly to boost long-term and working memory and word recall, and many users report colours are crisper and enhanced. Sound and audio seems to wash through you. Some even report that coluracetam enhances meditation. There's an extremely pleasant sense of being at peace with the world. Coluracetam was first discovered in the late 90s, and because it's so new, very few clinical trials have been done with humans. Most of the research available has been done on animals. Brain Cell Inc., who acquired the patent from the company that first developed coluracetam, have begun human trials. Researchers in Japan worked with rats whose memories was chemically impaired. In the study, rats were dosed with coluracetam for 8 days. The team studied the effects on the high-affinity choline uptake system of the rats after 8 days of repeated treatment. They reported an increase in the high-affinity choline uptake activity along with a boost in cognition, and they concluded that coluracetam could induce long-lasting pro-cognitive effects by changing the choline transporter regulation system. A study at Iwate Medical University in Japan was done on mice with working memory deficits. In this study, scientists found that coluracetam improved working memory on all doses tested. They found it significantly reversed an acetylcholine deficit, and they concluded coluracetam improved memory deficits by boosting high-affinity choline uptake and the release of acetylcholine. Recommended Coluracetam doses are 20 to 80 milligrams per day. So 20 milligrams would be 10 milligrams taken twice per day, one in the morning and one in the early afternoon. Higher doses of Coluracetam are based on clinical trials, mostly done on animals. When first adding Coluracetam to your diet, most users start out with a much smaller dose to see how they react. Coluracetam is typically sold in powder form. Smaller doses are often taken sublingually for faster and better absorption. Since Coluracetam is a fat-soluble nootropic, it should be taken with a meal that contains healthy fats. Coluracetam is non-toxic, so it's considered well tolerated and safe. Many first-time users of Coluracetam report fatigue, and this is often a result of starting with too high a dose. Remember, Coluracetam works by enhancing choline uptake in the brain. Choline is the precursor to the production of acetylcholine. If there's not enough choline available in your body, you'll feel the side effects. Side effects are rare, but these can include anxiety, fatigue, headache, nervousness, and nausea. Again, these side effects are often the result of an unusually high dose or a deficiency in choline. Therefore, you should always supplement with a choline source like alpha-glycerophosphcholine or CDP choline. Your body does not make Coluracetam on its own, so to get the benefits it needs to be taken as a supplement. It's unique among racetams because it's a high affinity choline uptake enhancer. It's especially helpful for restoring long-term memory, boosting cognition, and better decision-making, all benefits associated with improved choline uptake in the neurons and the improved synthesis of acetylcholine. Coluracetam also has a strong, albeit brief history of treating major depression. For the healthy user, you get the benefit of a sense of contentment and peace. And as an added bonus, the extra choline activity affects the optic nerves, so you may experience enhanced colours and sounds. The positive effects of Coluracetam appear to be at least semi-permanent. The benefits continue even after it leaves your system. You should use Coluracetam with a good choline supplement like alpha-GPC or CDP choline. This helps to boost the acetylcholine synthesis, so it demands the presence of more choline in the brain. Clinical trials say you can safely boost the daily intake of Coluracetam to 200 milligrams for major depressive disorder if needed, but it's suggested starting with 10 to 20 milligrams per day and slowly increasing your dose after you see how it works in your body. And Coluracetam is fat-soluble, therefore it should be consumed with a healthy fat like coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil. For more information about herbs, supplements, and natural treatment plans, check out my website.